Imagine working 50 hours a week, feeling exhausted, checking your bank account on payday, and for a brief moment thinking, okay, this month I'm finally ahead. But then, 2 weeks later, you're right back where you started. Stressed, broke, and wondering where all your money went. You paid the rent, filled up your car, grabbed a few coffees, ordered some food, bought a couple things online, and somehow your paycheck just disappeared. You're not irresponsible, you're not lazy, and you're definitely not stupid. But still, you feel financially stuck. That's literally millions of Americans right now. And what if I told you that the real reason you feel broke isn't just your income, your bills, or the economy, but 5 hidden money traps quietly draining your wealth every single month without you even realizing it? My name is Saim, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people struggle with money, even when they earn enough. If you're someone who works hard, pays your bills, but still can't seem to build real savings or wealth, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Here's the thing. Most financial advice tells you to budget better or save more, but that's like telling someone who's drowning to just swim harder without explaining the currents pulling them under. Today, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about psychology, habits, and invisible forces shaping your financial life. Let's start with a reality check that should make you uncomfortable. Studies consistently show that nearly 60% of Americans don't have even $1,000 saved for emergencies. That means more than half the country would struggle if their car broke down, their pet got sick, or they had an unexpected medical bill. And these aren't just low-income people. Many of them make $50,000, $70,000, even $100,000 a year. So what's really going on? Here's what most people don't realize. Being broke isn't just about how much you earn. It's about the hidden traps that quietly shape your spending, your thinking, and your behavior around money. The first trap is lifestyle inflation, and this one is brutal. When you get a raise, a better job, or a promotion, your brain immediately says, I deserve an upgrade. Maybe you move to a nicer apartment, buy a newer car, upgrade your phone, eat out more, or start taking weekend trips. On paper, you're making more money, but in reality, your expenses increase just as fast, if not faster. Let's say you go from earning $50,000 to $60,000. That sounds like a huge win, but instead of saving that extra $10,000, you slowly spend $12,000 more per year. Suddenly, you're technically richer, but functionally poorer in terms of savings. Psychologically, your brain gets used to the new standard of living almost instantly, but your happiness barely increases. You feel the same, just with nicer things. This is why so many people say, I make more now, but I still feel broke. The second trap is what I call the payment illusion. This is how companies trick you into spending way more than you should. You walk into a store and see a couch priced at $1,200, and your first reaction is, that's too expensive. But then the salesperson says, don't worry, it's only $49 a month. Suddenly, it feels affordable. Your brain focuses on the small monthly number instead of the total cost. But $49 a month for 24 months is $1,176, and with interest it's often even more. You didn't just buy a couch, you locked yourself into a long-term payment. Here's what most people don't realize. When you finance things, your brain stops treating it like real money. It feels like pretend money because you don't physically hand over cash, but your future self is the one who pays the price. The third trap is subscription creep, and this one is sneaky because it happens slowly. One day you have Netflix, then you add Hulu, then Apple Music, then a fitness app, then cloud storage, then some random productivity tool you barely use. Each one is only $9.99 or just $14.99. That feels harmless. But when you add it all up, you might be spending $70, $80, or even $100 a month on subscriptions you rarely use. That's $1,200 a year, gone, without you even thinking about it. The brain doesn't register small recurring expenses as real losses, but your bank account certainly does. The fourth trap is the rich person mindset myth. Many people believe that wealthy individuals are just naturally smarter, luckier, or born into privilege. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Plenty of high-income people are terrible with money, too. The only difference is they make enough that their mistakes don't completely destroy them. Most people think, once I make more money, I'll start saving. But that's backwards. Here's what most people don't realize. Rich people don't save because they are rich. They became rich because they learned to save first. They think long-term. They delay gratification. They are willing to be uncomfortable today for a better tomorrow. Meanwhile, most people prioritize comfort, convenience, and instant pleasure. That one mindset difference explains more about wealth than income ever could. The fifth trap is the "I'll start tomorrow" problem, and this might be the most dangerous of all. You tell yourself you'll start budgeting next month, start investing after your next paycheck, or start saving once your financial situation feels better. But tomorrow never comes. Every time you delay, your motivation gets weaker and your habits stay the same. It's like going to the gym. If you keep saying you'll start next week, you'll never actually build the muscle. This is where it gets really interesting. The amount of money you start with doesn't matter nearly as much as the decision to actually begin. Now let's put all of this together mathematically, because numbers don't lie. Imagine someone earning $60,000 a year. Lifestyle inflation might quietly cost them $3,000 annually. Subscription creep drains another $936. Financing and bad payment decisions add $1,200. Poor money mindset leads to missed savings of maybe $2,500. And delaying investing costs them around $4,000 in lost potential growth. That's over $11,000 disappearing every single year, not because they're careless, but because they're trapped. Do that for 10 years and you've lost more than $100,000 in potential wealth. So how do you break free? First, track every dollar for 30 days. Not just bills, but every coffee, every snack, every online purchase. Awareness is the foundation of change. Second, do a 30-day nice-to-have freeze where you pause all non-essential purchases. If you still want something after a month, then consider buying it. Third, automate your savings so money leaves your account before you can spend it. Even $50 a month is better than nothing. Fourth, stop falling for only $49 a month deals by multiplying the payment by 12 and asking if you'd still buy it. And finally, create a simple, realistic plan, not a fantasy, and take one small step today. Now you might be thinking, Saeem, this sounds good, but my situation is different. And maybe it is. You might have debt, family obligations, or unexpected expenses. But here's the brutal truth. Nothing changes until your behavior changes. Your income won't magically fix your habits. Your habits will determine your financial future. At the end of the day, the real problem isn't how much money you make. It's what you do with it when no one is watching. Most Americans aren't broke because they lack opportunities. They're broke because invisible money traps shape their decisions. But once you see those traps clearly, you have power. You can choose differently. You can build momentum. You can slowly but surely change your financial trajectory. If this video helped you see your money differently, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment. Which trap shocked you the most? Because I genuinely want to know. You don't need more money to get rich. You need a different way of thinking about money, and that starts today, not tomorrow. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, and remember, your future is built by the decisions you make right now.